Hello, my name is Teacher Sheng and welcome to English Grade 8, Quarter 1, Week 2, Conventions in Citing Sources of Information. So let's start. Convention in citing sources of information can be found in our Quarter 1, Week 2. I divided this topic into two sessions, Session 1 and Session 2. In this week's session, I will teach you to cite sources of information properly. You will also learn the following: meaning of citation and its purpose, different types of sources, APA-style conventions in citing sources. So what is citing sources of information? Citing sources of information or referencing is the way you tell your readers that certain material in your work came from another source and it is not originally yours. You need to cite sources when you are using or referring to somebody else's words or ideas. You can cite sources from a magazine, a book, newspaper, a song, a TV program, or a movie clip. You can also cite sources from web page, computer program, letter, and advertisement. So why cite sources? You need to cite sources because it is the right thing to do to give credits to those who had the idea. It also shows that you have read and understand what experts have had to say about your topic. It also helps people to find the sources that you use in case they want to read more about the topic. It also provides evidence of your arguments. And lastly, it is professional and standard practice for students and scholars. In this module, we are going to learn how to cite sources by following specific rules or conventions to avoid dishonesty or plagiarism in your written work. We have to avoid dishonesty and plagiarism. So what is plagiarism? Plagiarism is a practice of taking someone else's work or ideas and passing them off as one's own. It is presenting someone else's work or ideas as your own without their consent or by incorporating it into your work without full acknowledgement. Plagiarism may be intentional or reckless or unintentional. When you work on a research paper and use supporting materials from works by others, it's okay to quote people and use their ideas, but you need to correctly credit them. Even when you summarize or paraphrase information found in books, articles, or web pages, you must acknowledge the original author. Plagiarism could also mean copying, piracy, or stealing an intellectual property. There are two different types of sources of information. First one is primary sources. Primary sources are first-hand documents that provide direct evidence on your topic. Primary sources could be autobiographies, archives and manuscripts, pictures, videos, audio recordings, or film clips. This could also be journals, letters, and diaries. You can also get from speeches and scrapbooks. Sources from published books, newspapers, magazine clippings, government publications and documents, oral histories could also be a good source of information. The second, sources of information, is a secondary source. As secondary sources are sources that analyze, interpret, and describe the primary sources. These secondary sources could be bibliographies, biographical works, dictionaries, encyclopedias, and atlases. It could also mean articles from magazines, journals, or newspapers. We could also have literature reviews and review articles. Sources from history books, scholarly books, textbooks, commentaries, and treatises could mean a good source of information. Work of criticism and interpretation, indexes, and abstract are good as well. CTTO, which means credit to the owner, is primarily used when people share photos or videos or posts that were not taken or made by them. Some people use it, but the credit is not actually given because the source is not named. It is still proper to name the source to give the credit. A uniform resource locator, or URL, or web address is a reference to a web resource. This is important in citing online sources of information. Some examples are https www.computerhope.com. The following are examples of a URL or web address. You can check them out if they are true. In our next session, we will be discussing about using a citation style. So this is Teacher Sheng saying bye for now. See you again next time.